Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. So in today's video, I'm going to be showing you guys some AFK money making methods. I am going to be showing you guys 7 different money making methods in this video. So I'm sure at least a few of these you guys will be able to use for yourself. So what do I mean by AFK money making methods? So essentially it is just a money making method where you don't need to pay too much attention to your screen, so you can be away from your keyboard quite a bit. And I would say all these methods are pretty AFK. You can be away from your keyboard for at least 2 minutes at a time. Anyway guys, I hope you really enjoyed the video, and we're going to start off with our first money making method. So the first AFK money making method in this video is going to be corrupted creatures, and you'll be able to make around 2 to 3 mil per hour. And so there's 2 different corrupted creatures that you can kill. The first one is the corrupted scorpions, and this requires 88 slayer, and you should make around 2 to 3 mil per hour. And then there's also the corrupted workers, which are the higher tier corrupted creature that you can kill. They require 103 slayer, and you should be able to make at least around 3 mil per hour. For your gear setup, you should use something quite like this. So you do want a 2-hand weapon for the AoE damage, and then you also will want a vampirism scrimshaw. So this is so it actually makes this method more AFK. And then bring the amulet of souls as well. And then for your aura, you will want the vampirism aura also. And then also the vital spark drop enhancers are a really useful item to bring as well. So they cost 1,000 dungeoneering tokens. So if you do have a lot of them, you should buy them. What they do is whenever you get a vital spark drop, it will actually double it. So instead of getting 1, you'll get 2. If you are on task, however, you will get 2 automatically. So the vital spark drop enhancer will give you 1 more and give you 3. So it is a really useful item to have, since the vital sparks are the most valuable drop that the corrupted creatures do drop. So that is why having this active will actually give you 1 extra, which will boost your GP per hour quite a bit. And so this method is pretty simple. I'm going to show you guys the corrupted workers, since they are the higher level creature and they are a bit more difficult. The corrupted scorpions are really simple. You want to use your aggression potions right in the middle, and they shouldn't hit you too hard, but the corrupted workers do hit you pretty hard. So what you'll need to do for that, I like standing in this corner so that only 2 of them can hit me at once. And also I do prefer praying melee. I find that the vampirism scrimshaw and the vampirism aura will heal me enough to actually make the protect from melee even better than soul split. So that is what I usually do. Also, I do have my enhanced Excalibur just for some extra healing every 5 minutes. And then I also bring my overloads, a bunch of prayer potions. You need your feather of mats to actually kill the creatures in here, so make sure you have those as well. And it is really AFK, so you will just need to use your aggression potions every 5 minutes, and you should be good. If I were you, I wouldn't just walk away from my computer every 5 minutes, just because they do hit pretty hard. So just pay a little bit of attention so you don't die. Also, using devotion every little bit will actually help a lot. It should be able to allow you to heal up to full health, since you won't be hit for 10 full seconds. And so all of their drops will go straight to their loot chest, which you can collect when you are finished. The only drops that will not go to the loot chest is the unique drops. So for example, the key to the crossing, those you will need to pick up, but they are 1 in 400 drop chance when you are off task. Another thing that I should mention about this method is make sure you do use your AoE abilities. So if you look at my ability bar, I have Hurricane, Smash, and then I also have Tuska's Wrath. That is because I am on task in this clip. Also, another useful ability is Meteor Strike. That is a really good ultimate ability to use. Cleave is good, and also Smash. So make sure you have those abilities at the start of your ability bar, just to make sure you're doing AoE damage. And so next, I'm going to show you guys the Soul Devourers AFK method. So this is a lot like the corrupted creatures method. It is 2 to 3 mil per hour as well, and the requirements are 105 slayer and also 90 plus melee stats. So I'm going to show you guys how to kill the Salawa Axe. I think these are the easiest Soul Devourer creatures to AFK, and that is because they don't have any mechanics, and they also don't hit as hard as the other ones. And again, this will be essentially the same as the corrupted creatures, so bring the same gear setup, also with the vampirism aura, and then also the vital spark drop enhancers are really useful here as well. You should also bring the same abilities as the corrupted creatures, So just use all your area effect abilities. This is a good example of what your action bar could look like. And so for this method, you're going to want to go in right around this spot where I am, and you're going to want to tuck yourself in to the column so that only 2 of the Salwa axe can hit you. So then just drink your aggression potion and you should be fine. Just like the corrupted creatures, you will need the feathers of Maat just to kill them. And also all the drops will go straight to your chest, so you won't need to pick up any drops except for the keys to the crossing. And a lot like the corrupted creatures method, I prefer to use the protect from melee. So in this right here, this clip right here, I am using Soul Split. And I did find that I was getting hit much harder when using Soul Split. So I would prefer to use protect from melee. Then you can also use devotion. And just using your vampirism scrimshaw and also your vampirism aura, this should be able to heal you enough so that it would make this method fully AFK. And so this method should make you around 2 to 3 mil per hour. It is really great and super AFK because of the loot goes straight to your loot chest. So that is why it is one of the best AFK money making methods in the game. And so the next AFK money making methods that I do want to mention are a bit about smithing. So we're going to go over smithing bars. So there are multiple different bars that you can smith for profit. Here is a list of all of them that you can smith for profit. So as you can see, the best one is the Glorious bar at 99 smithing. However, this one, you can only smith it. It probably takes around 20 minutes to complete 1 bar. So if you do this, you will make around 3 mil per hour. And then also you have all of the basic bars. These ones you should be able to smith around 2,000 of them per hour. And then of course the concentrated alloy bar, which is a really profitable bar that you guys can do at 99 smithing. The price on the GE does kind of fluctuate a little bit, so it might not always sell for the listed price. So if it does sell for the listed price, you will make 4K per bar, which would make this GP per hour insane. But it doesn't always sell for that. So that is a bit varied. It can be even higher than 3 mil, but it's also usually around probably 3 to 4 mil per hour. Anyway, that being said, you can pick whichever bar you can make. So if you have a higher smithing level, if you have 99, you can do the concentrated alloy bar. But if you have a lower smithing level, you can pick one of these other bars that are also pretty profitable. And so in order to smith effectively, this will be what your gear setup should look like. So you should have your smithing gloves, which you do obtain from the Family Crest quest. Also, the Grace of the Elves necklace, along with using the Superheat Form Prayer. This will make it much faster, so you'll actually be able to smith, I believe it's even double the bars per hour. So definitely make sure you are doing this. Using the modified smithing mask, that is a really useful item as well. And also the smithing cape if you are 99 smithing. And so anyway, smithing is really AFK. It takes around 2 to 3 minutes to smith a full inventory of bars of 60 if you are wearing the gauntlets. So that is basically how AFK this skill is, and you will be able to make around 2 to 3 mil per hour doing it. And so the next AFK smithing money making method that I do want to talk about is smithing Masterwork. And so this does require 99 smithing. And also a little tip, you can go to World 70, and this is the Artisan's Workshop world. So a lot of Luminite injectors should be active, which should speed up your progress. For your gear setup, it should be basically the same as the smithing bars setup, except you will want the smithing auto heater, which will make smithing a little bit more AFK. Also, the crystal hammer is really useful as well. Also with the perks Rapid 3 and Tinker 3, these are the best 2 perks to have on your crystal hammer. So try and have all these items to maximize your profit per hour. Smithing Masterwork does take a really long time. It should take around 6 hours to complete an entire set. And that is because with the Glorious bar, you'll need to make the Masterwork plate, then the Curve Masterwork plate, and then continue on down the list on screen. So it really takes a long time, and that will only give you 1 lined Masterwork armor piece, and you will need multiple of these, 12 to complete the full set. Then of course it takes a really long time to make the Masterwork armor as well. So looking at the different Masterwork pieces, the most profitable piece that you can make is the Masterwork plate legs. So you can just do the plate legs if you want, or you can make the whole set and then sell it as a whole. The whole set should be around 20 mil when you sell it. So that taking around 6 hours should be a little bit over 3 mil per hour. Now again, as I said, smithing masterwork is really tedious. You do need to get the glorious bars, so first you'll buy those, and then you'll make it into the continuously different masterwork pieces, and then until you finally decide what masterwork armor you are going to be making. So it is a lot of time to make the whole set. This is more of an AFK method that you will need to do over longer periods of time, so not just 1 hour. Try to do it for at least 2 to 3 hours, make a few pieces to sell, because otherwise it wouldn't be profitable. And so this next method is going to be fishing sailfish. So you will require 96 fishing to do this method. A good gear setup that you guys can have is listed on screen. So the Fury Shark outfit, you can use any shark outfit if you don't have it. And then also the Grace of the Elves necklace, just in case you get a Serene Spirit, will boost your GP per hour a little bit. So sailfish are located on the fishing hub, and basically it is just going to be a pretty AFK method. The fishing spots will move around every 2 minutes. So that's about how AFK this method is. If you don't have 96 fishing, you can fish other fish. So there's shark, there's great white shark, there's also jellyfish, and these levels probably span around level 70 to 99. So just try and find a fish that you can catch and that is pretty profitable, and you should be able to make some pretty good money per hour while being pretty AFK. And this next method is making sacred oil, and you'll make around 3 to 4 mil per hour doing this. There are very limited requirements, so there aren't very many. The only requirement is the Shades of Morton quest. It does have some prerequisite quests as well. Recommended is also In Aid of the Mire quest for the bank and the Dark Mire quest for the teleport. The Dark Mire quest isn't really required. I don't even have it, and I do this method a little bit. And so the items you will need is the Flamtar Hammer. Also buy a ton of olive oil 4s, and a Beast of Burden will boost your GP per hour. So for reinforcing the temple, you will need 5 swamp paste, 1 timber beam, and 1 limestone brick. So you may need to do this if not many people are reinforcing the temple, but that is why you go on World 88, which is the Shade of Morton minigame world. So you will have more people doing this with you, which will make it much easier. The Sacred Oil minigame is located in the red circle on the top of this map. And so once you get here, you will notice that it will say Temple Repair on the top right of your screen. So before starting the minigame, you will want the repair state at 100, and it should be at this if you are on World 88 and people are doing this minigame already. And the resources should be pretty high as well, and you do get this by reinforcing the temple, which can be done with the 5 swamp paste, 1 timber beam, and 1 limestone brick, and you buy that at the general shop. You should buy more of these, so make sure you buy at least 10 of each to get your resources up. And then also the sanctity goes up as you repair the temple or as you kill the shades. And so the best way to actually get the sanctity is by killing the shades, so make sure you bring some pretty high level armor and a 2-hand weapon and just kill all the shades using your AoE abilities. So you can get sanctity by doing this, by killing the shades, and also by reinforcing the temple. And once you are at around 100 sanctity, you can sanctify your olive oil by clicking on the flame in the middle of the temple, and this will convert your olive oil into sacred oil. Once you have a full inventory of sacred oil, you can head to the bank in Bertarot if you have completed the In Aid of the Mire quest. Also, if you guys are finding this method a little bit confusing, I do have a guide that I will link in the description down below, and it is specifically for making sacred oil. So in that, I will go into a lot more detail as to how to do this method. And moving on to the last method in this video, we are going to be going over iowerth scouts, and you can make 6 mil per hour by killing these creatures. So the only requirement is having 90 plus melee stats and also unlocking Prif, so the plagues and quest. For your gear setup, you can use something like this. You may not need the Vampirism Scrimshaw if you have maxed combat stats and also some pretty good gear. So my gear setup, I wouldn't need the Vampirism Scrimshaw, but you can bring it if you don't feel very confident while killing the iowerth scouts. Also, using Revolution and having abilities like this on your ability bar, so all your AoE abilities will be really helpful when doing this method. So to start this method, you will want to be luring some elves outside of the area near Morvan, so just attack 2 of them and bring them over to where I will show you right now. So you're going to run over this bridge and just attack this third elf that should be out here. This way you should have 3 elves aggroed onto you. And so the nice thing about elves is when you kill them, they don't actually die. They just sit down for a second and then they get back up. So they won't need to respawn per se. That being said, you will just be able to kill them over and over again with your aggression potions. So they won't actually move away from you. That is why this method is so AFK. Also, another thing that you definitely should bring is the spring cleaner. That way you will be able to automatically high alch your rune salvage. They do drop a lot of rune salvage, so make sure you do bring this. And using area loot to pick up all the items is highly recommended as well. So they drop a lot of noted items and coin drops, so you shouldn't need any magic note paper as long as you are bringing the spring cleaner. For the prayers that you should be using, you can use Soul Split. However, I like using Protect from Melee again, like the previous methods. And also you should use Devotion every once in a while just to protect yourself from some extra hits. They do hit really hard and they do use a few abilities actually, like Slaughter and Dismember. So that being said, they will do a lot of damage to you and you might be in trouble every once in a while. So that being said, do make sure that you do pay a little bit of attention to this since they do hit really hard. You can only bring 3 elves instead of 4 like I did, which will make it more AFK and a lot easier, where you can upgrade your gear a little bit. But anyway, just be a little bit cautious just to make sure you don't die. And for the loot that you should obtain from elves, as I said, it can be up to 6 mil per hour, and that is because they drop a lot of rune salvage and a lot of valuable noted drops. So overall, this is the best AFK money making method in this guide, and it is a really great one. So I hope you guys can use it and make a lot of money from it. Anyway guys, that is it for this video. I really hope you found some of these methods helpful, and you should be able to use some of these methods while you were a little bit AFK to make yourself a little bit of extra GP. Anyway guys, thank you so much for watching. I really hope you did enjoy, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.